Good evening. My name is Moussa. I'm currently in my second year of a Bachelor of Health and Physical Education at Western Sydney University. My goal in finishing this degree is to become a secondary teacher. I chose to study ethical futures because it discusses topics that are essential to teachers and anyone involved within Australian schools. The issue I will discuss today is regarding the long debate of co-education versus single-sex education. When a child grows up and is now ready to start school, the most debilitating conversation between parents is, where do we take our son or our daughter? My goal is to answer this within this presentation. There's no denying that choosing the appropriate school is a difficult issue for every parent to make. It is therefore imperative that the target audience understands the issue and how this issue was traditionally approached in the past. According to the National Association for Single-Sex Public Education, only 34 single-sex public schools were in operation in 2004. That number fluctuated by nearly 25 times within the last 10 years. The increase in single-sex schools must be examined, in particular what benefits are produced by segregating the genders. A clinical study in 1986 discovered that single-sex schools attained higher academic achievements, particularly within all-girls schools. Girls at single-sex schools did more homework and enrolled in more maths courses. However, boys attending single-sex schools enrolled in more maths and science courses. The question I ask you now is, why are there several discrepancies between single-sex and co-educational schools? Studies suggest that single-sex high schools have a more serious and studious climate, which is less affected by adolescent issues such as rating and dating the opposite sex, which occurs in co-educational schools. In contrast, co-educational schools prepare adolescents to take their rightful place in a society of both men and women, than do single-sex schools. In the 1970s, a policy was established in schools that required girls and boys to stay 15 centimeters apart. On the other hand, the ancient Greek philosopher Plato advocated for co-education schools as they create comradeship. It prepares adolescents for the future. Furthermore, there are a lot of debates regarding these issues. Parents must assess what is best for their children's personal requirements. The traditional approach was focused on biased opinions that relied on the belief that females should assume that boys have germs, and vice versa. This created a lot of tension between both of the sexes. A clinical study conducted in 2012 compared co-education and same-sex schools to compare the differences. The authors averaged GPA results among selected participants. The results didn't show a great deal of discrepancies between single-sex and co-educational schools. The authors then conducted interviews to examine the advantages and disadvantages of single-sex and co-educational schools. Approximately all the students from the single-sex schools stated that they spend more time studying when there is no opposite sex in the classroom. Lastly, a student found it difficult to concentrate at co-educational schools because there are females in the classroom. Nearly all single-sex students said that a lack of communication with the opposite sex may cause problems in the future. Furthermore, it is nearly impossible to determine which school is better. And at the end of the day, the decision should really be with the student and their family. So what now? A child starts school at around 5 years old. At this age, children already know how to speak. Therefore, they are aware and capable of sharing their own opinions. And since there are a lot of debates around it, an innovative approach must be set into place to assist in the decision. The appropriate approach to determine what school the child should attend is to follow the proposed steps. Firstly, parents should ask what the child would like to do. Doing this makes the child involved, thus giving them the opportunity to become social actors which are entitled to a unique opinion. Which adds on to what Aylward said in 2011, to make them active citizens in society. The parents should research and make a list of pros and cons with their child to determine the right course of action that they should take. Lastly, both the parents and their children should select various same-sex and co-educational schools to visit and examine the school environment. This will assist in making their decision. Lastly, I strongly believe that the final decision should be in the child's hand and not predetermined by the parents' opinions and their own bias from their own experiences. Now for the action plan. To incorporate this innovative strategy into Australians' community policies and practices, there must be legislations that are set into place. For example, the New South Wales Advocate for Children and Young People, created in 2016, has a structured plan that provides children with opportunities to thrive and get the respect and services they need to have their voice heard. This strategic plan has consulted more than 4,000 children and young people's rights across New South Wales. This legislated plan will definitely ensure children's voices are respected and heard, thus affirming their right to be social agents. Thank you for watching.